Just a few days ago, I brought Ben, our friend, the whale in Diablo Immortal, on the channel to kind of give you guys information on combat rating and some tips that a lot of people don't know or understand. We have him back on the channel today with 5 new additional tips for players that are pretty darn deep that you probably never even knew existed inside of Diablo Immortal. Ben, thanks for coming back to the channel, man. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Hey man, I'm glad to be here. I got to help some people out last time because of the whole that were kind of down and depressed, so it was worth it to me. Not a big fan of being in the spotlight, but anybody that I get to help's worth it.
Yeah, I love it,
So,
man. I love it. So, listen, why don't we dive right into things to start off the bat? And I'm going to let you kind of take the lead, and I'll just kind of break us up as we go because you had a whole bunch of stuff that I was trying to understand as you were explaining them. So, start it out with your first tip here for people that are just looking to be better players, that are low spenders.
the first thing is, if you're a low spender and you find yourself getting instantly killed in battlegrounds and stuff, is that melee actually take 40% less damage from ranged characters. It's stated nowhere in the game, but I've done my testing and, well, I'll prove it at some point here.
All right, so that's actually what we're watching at right now, popping up on the screen, is you putting these tests together. So kind of explain what's going on here. Like, why do melee characters take less damage from range? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, what are you seeing here from your tests?
Well, it's just straight up the numbers. Like, there's range characters who take more damage with way higher armor than melee characters with less armor. It's kind of been like a Diablo staple too, because almost every Diablo game I've played was like that, but it was stated somewhere. As here, it was not, but after doing a bunch of battlegrounds, hitting people with the same skills, the damage is clearly different with people having higher armor and range, and they're still getting crit for like 4 times what you would as a melee. It's not really 4 times, but it's like I had one where it was 44,000 on a ranged and 16,000 on a melee. The ranged character had 600 more armor than the melee character.
Okay, so you're
So
saying essentially that you are gaining a benefit if you're a melee character inside of the game, at least in PvP.
yes,
Oh.
100%.
All right, so when you're trying to choose your class or what class you want to change to, if you're heavy in PvP, consider going melee. I mean, that's basically what we're hearing right here.
I hate to say it because I hate dealing with all the melee, but it's
Yeah.
100% true, especially Monk with the CC immunity shield, which also gets the 40% reduction.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other tip for lower budget people would be if you're focusing on normal gems, which are very important in this game, probably more so than resonance.
Okay.
You want to try to avoid potency and resistance if you're and go for more armor than anything, because potency has a cap here. So let's say I think it was like 568 when I did the test that you're gonna get 50%. So if you're 560 some odd potency away from another player, or resistance away from another player's potency, you will always get CC'd for 50% increased duration of stuff. And the dots will be on you for 50% longer. So like Seeping Bile, for example, I believe lasts 6 seconds. Or is it, yeah, it would last 9 seconds then for anybody under that. So you can't really avoid that against especially Krakens who have like 3 or 4 thousand potency.
This isn't
So
this isn't the first time that I've heard the importance of armor and how it's like the underestimated or the undervalued
oh, it is
stat.
100% the most important stat in the game. Besides that, and armor penetration.
All right,
That was
so
the next point I was getting to. Was there is no cap on the difference in armor and armor pen. So if I would go against, let's say, somebody with 700 armor here, I would crit them for about 4.5 times damage instead of 2 times or 250% or whatever. It'd be like 450%.
so you're a fan of armor and armor penetration over potency and resistance, correct?
Yeah, but that's only if you're a low spender. Potency and resistance are extremely important. It's just if you're low budget, you're not going to be able to get all the stats up to par with big
Got you.
spenders. So it's way more important to focus on armor
All right,
and
so
armor pen.
So my question is now, let's talk about like damage being dealt. Do you think it's more important for armor or for the damage to be dealt?
Oh, with damage
Mm-hmm.
being dealt, it's all gonna be on your armor and armor pen. If your armor pen's too low and somebody's armor is high, you're gonna crit them for less than not critting them.
Okay.
So it's gonna be bad. And damage is always in general a good stat, you know.
Of
So
course, of course. All right, cool. That's something I like how you broke that down and really just kind of shed the light on the caps there. I know you have more tips for us though, so take us into your third.
yes, the next would be warbands for low budget free to play players. Most people know about the ancestral weapons, and they add each one of these is one combat rating. Like so, 94 strength would be 94 and 94 and 93. And this goes up, you can get a maximum of 1,500 points per week, which I'm assuming most people know you get these combat rating bonuses from this.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, it's the best way to do it. And the one that I expected people not to know is that the manage remnant thing, each one of these you can select a separate remnant for. So like you don't have to have all of these be like if you want this attack one for your attack rooms, you don't need to have this set for your protector one or your support one or your survivor one.
I
We like to
actually
use move speed here for the quest out in the world.
I actually think that what you were just in, go back over there. I
Oh,
think that most people have never even seen this screen in their
wait,
entire
seriously?
time. Yeah, I really do believe that this is something that a lot of people don't even understand. So break this down even further, one step below what you got. All right, you're inside of a warband. You have your different rooms. What are all these pieces mean, and why?
Okay,
What are you
so
trying to explain there?
you get these from. I'll show you exactly where you get these. So you go to your castle here, and it's just to purge the depth thing. You can get excess warband points like this. The more people you bring, the more warband points you'll get per like run, and you gain bonus. I don't know why it's showing me that. You gain more warband activity based on the amount of people in your group here. So like I believe after you get to 1,000 and it gets lower, it's 2 per person or 3 per person. So
Okay.
that's how you would get from 1,000 to 1,500. Then when you run these, they drop things like this, which are the remnants.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, for Protector, that's what the heart one is. This one would give 6.5% increased life and 15% to your character size, which could increase hit range of melee characters or being hit by things. This
Right.
one reduces damage taken by 15% for 6 seconds when below 15% of your total life. And this one's just a flat 1% damage. And for the attacker one, which most people are interested in, this one's just deal 6% more, take 3% more. This one, every hit you deal before you take damage increases your damage dealt by 1%. This one's 3% when you're 3 yards or more away, and this one increases your primary attack by 1%. Whereas there's other ones like this, which just give you a flat 1% crit and 3% crit over 70% health. I'm honestly not sure what any of the support ones do.
Fair enough.
Shield benefits affect. Oh, there you go. It heals 10% of your health when you use a shield, or 10% of the shield's health when you use a shield. Uh, you can avoid interruption from attacks while resurrecting somebody, reduce the time it takes to res someone, and beneficial effects. And you
So
have
it's
Survivor, which my favorite is to use just move speed for this one.
yeah, I like that.
Run around the world.
So essentially, if you're not in a warband, you're missing out on all of these really free to play ways to gain strength and gain stats inside of the
Yes,
game, correct?
and also you just get a flat 3.5% damage increase, or hold on, you can pick any of these rooms. So
Hmm.
damage taken by all members, critical hits give you attack speed, damage taken reduced, move speed, all these nice little benefits.
Yeah,
And
another
then
way that you can customize basically how you're focusing your build.
yes, and based on whatever room you take is the set of remnants you'll get here. So if you're an attacker room, you'd get this one, a protector room, you'd get this one, support room, this one, survivor room, this
Got it. I think that's pretty well explained right there. Nice job. Thank you very much.
And then, if people don't know about warbands, this is the biggest combat rating boost you can gather from anything just by doing raids weekly.
And
So
and I guess explain what this is for them then. These are
this
these are
would
pieces that
be,
you're going to find in the world and you're going to place into the tableau, right?
yeah, well, you're just it's gonna be random weapons, but each one
Hmm.
has a different effect. I personally think this one's the best, where it unleashes an attack that just stuns everything near you for 3 seconds. There's one that immobilizes, which isn't great. When you kill something, a corpse detonates for 23,000 AoE. This one gives you a shield. This one just gives you a flat damage buff for 6 seconds. And those are the only ones. Oh, this one summons a Hydra. I was going to say those are the only ones we have equipped.
I like the Hydra. I think that's
But
cool.
the more important thing is this. The combat rating, because this is giving me what, like, let's just say 480-ish combat rating. So
Just from this, right?
just from being in a warband, these weapons give the max bonus. So based on the 4 highest, it'll give you their like max bonus stats. So as long as the max bonus is over your current bonus, every time you rank this up, you'll gain at least 5 combat rating, sometimes more. I'm not sure how it decides which like
No.
it gives you, but sometimes it gives you 2, sometimes it gives you 1. Well, all you have to do is complete your 5 warband raids on Mondays and 5 warband raids on Thursdays, and you'll pretty much hit the 1,000 point soft cap each week, which will give you 3 upgrades, which is 15 combat rating minimum.
Yeah, and I
per week.
remember Blizzard talking about the importance of warbands and how they wanted to introduce more value for warbands. And a lot of people say clans, warbands, like why is it important? And a lot of people are not in warbands. And people like myself, my warband right now is fairly inactive. I'm still trying to get myself in a warband that's active and good for a lot of these reasons that I'm literally just kind of missing out on a lot of it right now.
Yeah,
So
that's huge, man.
I know I was in a fantastic warband, and then things kind of fell apart for reasons, and I've just yet to find another one that is as good as the old one. But you did have another tip for us regarding gear, didn't you?
The next big thing that most people don't understand, and somehow there's a common like myth about this, that it's like challenge rift 240 or something somebody was talking about, is
Hmm.
the gear's max and minimum stats. The rolls that you can get are based on your Paragon level. Every 5 levels it increases the max and minimum stats. This was Paragon 600. I just wanted to give an example. This was a high roll at the time, and then this is a lower roll at Paragon 620 something, I think, 621, which is why it also shows you the required level at the bottom, because the max and the minimum stats are different based on every 5 Paragon levels you go up.
So you're going to be
Which,
getting better or potentially better gear as you gain 5 levels and as you
yes.
continuously gain levels in Paragon.
And I was going to say a big tip for that is when you have things in your codex like this, to
Yeah.
gain one of these, you want to wait until you hit the 5th level, because then it'll scale with that. So if you
Hmm.
can, I would now wait till 625. The last one I claimed was at 621. So
Makes a lot of sense. Okay, very cool. Now you had one last thing you wanted to share with everyone. It was about the towers, the newest feature inside of the game. So why don't you take us through this new inside look?
well, as much as I hate them, it's actually very much a good thing, because well, here, first off, to get to them, you just go to your clan tab and you click the tower. You take continue here for me, and you get at least 1 minimum legendary crest a week. You have a chance up to get 3 a week per tower. Any tower, it doesn't matter if it's a PvP one. There's going to be more opening up over time slowly, so everybody's going to eventually be able to get one super easy. And all you have to do here, well, here you go. Oh no, I didn't get one. It's a legendary. Usually the legendary one gives me one of those. I got a set item though. Got some dust and I got a reroll stone. Plus I
Now,
got some of the challenge rift orbs there, which is nice.
now, which one are you holding down there? Is this the one with the extended damage? It is, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Have you yet been contested on that tower?
Yes, we kind of are, but not really.
I
I
see.
mean, I'm pretty sure this is just gonna be somebody switching clans and doing the toxic stuff, that
Hmm.
people are gonna be able to do, since shadows have no cooldown on switching clans,
Yeah, absolutely no cooldown. Well, hey,
which is really stupid, but it is what it is.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what the plan there was, but I appreciate you kind of breaking things down again. Another inside look for someone that's involved in the game and basically knowing it from inside out, as well as someone that's a pretty hefty spender inside of the game. I think it's really cool that you come here and you want all players, light spenders, even some free to play players, to be able to experience as much inside of the game as you can as someone who spends money inside of the game, or at least share as much as you can so that people can have that experience. So thanks again for coming through. And I know that we do have some other videos coming up in the future. A lot of people have wanted to hear more from the whale series, as we're calling it. But thanks for coming through, man, sharing your tips. And I just want to kind of give you the mic as we head on out of the video.
All right. Well, there's actually one more thing, a couple things here I want to say. I want to first shout out Blake and say I'm gonna beat you to 5K. You told me to inspire you to spend more. And then also I want to give a shout out to Kevin, who was one of the people who's a low spender and is really able to contest with extremely high resonance, like 5,000 plus players. This would be his character. He's got a bunch of the Awakening low star gems. He's only got, let's see here, 1435 resonance, and he easily competes with tons and tons of people that are high resonance.
One thing that people are going to say, so I got to bring it up, go back to Kevin really quickly for me, because I'm looking at his skin right now. I'm looking at his gear he's wearing. Tell us the story, because you know it's going to come up in the questions, in the comments.
The Spaghettio skin. Spaghettio with the pasta wings, yeah. He, I believe, got that on his first roll.
Nice.
And everybody was really angry at him, so...
Crazy luck. Obviously, he's a low spender because resonance is not free, but still, combat rating, fairly low, right?
Yeah, 12, 817.
Actually, combat rating is good, but the resonance is low.
Oh, resonance is 1435.
Wow, that's impressive.
But yeah, I just wanted to show him and give him a shout out because I got his permission to use his name, and he definitely keeps up with a lot of the very big people, which is impressive to me, at least.
I think we need to get him on the channel too to give us some of his secrets.
He actually asked me to see if you would talk to him.
100%. Hook it up. I think the community would like to hear. But again, man, thanks so much, Ben, for coming through the channel today. Say whatever you want to say before we head on out.
That was it, man. And then once again, if anybody needs to talk, feel free to come by and say something. I will gladly talk to you guys, especially if you feel lonely and you just need someone to talk to. I am on Ball in Oceania again, or whatever, OCE. I can't even speak, but I think they got the point.
I think they got the point. Man, you're a good guy. I appreciate it. I know the community does as well. And I'm going to have you back in another video, so I'm looking forward to it. If you guys enjoyed the video, throw a like on it and consider subscribing if you enjoyed hanging out with us today. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.